Okay guys, we're just waiting for all the players to arrive, and this is going to be our second and final match from this week's 9-ball Scotch doubles. We've got Mr. Bill and Larry teamed up, and this is actually their second match on video tonight. I think it is. And they're playing Dizzle and Izom, race to 7 of course. Now in this match, and remember it is handicap, but in this match both teams are playing scratch, so there's no handicap being given. And Dizzle to break off in the first rack. Now if I start to wander, you'll have to excuse me because I'm getting tired, and it's not long before I go to bed, up at 4 AM in the morning. And it's already 9:30 here almost. Oh, and we've already lost a player. Dizzle has disconnected. And if all the players just sit and do nothing, he should get back in fairly quickly. And the game will continue from where he left the room. So he's having a little problem with his net connection. And he's back in, and Mr. Bill can continue. He just played the push out. Well, that 7-9's a nice looking combo sitting up there in the top right. But crucial one's getting rid of this one first of all. And Izom looking to get distance between the cue ball and the 1, and he's missed that because he's hit the 3. Again, Larry might just look to edge this 1 ball and take the cue ball as far away from it as possible. Now, from what I've seen so far, Larry's struggling a bit with pace. And even that shot there, he's still left an edge out, but he's been either over hitting him or under hitting him. He just hasn't quite got it in tune tonight. Dizzle trying to tuck up behind the 3, and that looks nice pace. And no prizes for guessing what Bill's lining up to do here. He's going to jump the 3 ball, and looks very likely to get the 1-6 combo because it's lined up pretty nigh perfect into the pocket. He's just got to get enough pace to get the cue ball up there, and he's also got Larry on the 1 ball now. We're noticing a little bit of a pause. That's not because I'm recording, but you'll see that the balls are sometimes having a little pause, and I think that there's maybe a diagnostics software in the game at the moment. I'll say that again, in the game at the moment. Well, that was a bad miss by Bill. I think Bill's maybe losing concentration slightly. Yeah, if Steve, who's the game developer, is maybe working on some diagnostics to find out a particular problem, sometimes it can interfere with the running of the game. So it's not my recording software that's causing it, but I've been seeing it all through the evening. Just from time to time you'll see a slight pause, not all the time. Well, Izom tried to billiard off the 2 onto the 9, and he's certainly taken away the combo from the 7 and the 9 because the 9's gone onto the top rail. Well, I've been talking for the last goodness knows how many minutes, and didn't realise that my mic was off. Oh dear. So it's 2-0 to Dizzle and Izom, and yeah, this is a round 3 match to see who gets to the hot seat. I'm so glad I finally realised the mic wasn't on. Or I don't even remember now. Was I talking at the beginning of the match and then I switched the mic off? I can't remember. I'm just falling asleep. That was bound to happen sometime. So, as I was saying, when you couldn't hear a word I was saying, Bill and Larry need to get into this match quickly, and they're not going to do it this way. Larry's going to have to go all out for a combo in this 6 and 7, 6 and 8, because the 7's tied up in that side rail. Well, that's a good shot. A nice bounce in the 6. However, Bill's going to have to get the cue ball tight to the rail, and he's tried to check it up. What have I done with my camera? Now, I think he can play that, and he's not going to scratch. He could come off the jaw, and the 7 ball's hung up. And that's what Larry was worried about. He was always distracted by that cue ball going near that pocket, and it's another gift for Dizzle and Izom. And all these little errors, they don't help your cause, because it leaves very little that Dizzle and Izom have to do to just tidy up. And before you know it, Larry and Bill are sitting looking at a blank score sheet on their end. And in goes the 1, the 3, something else I think went into the middle. So we've lost the 1, the 3 and the 4. And Izom's got a cut in the 2. But of course he's got no shot for his partner in this 5 ball. He's going to have to play this with, as he looks, left-hand English to check the cue ball and try and bring it to the left-hand side of the 9 as we look, and back down the table to more or less where the 2 ball is right now, or maybe somewhere left of that. That would be one sort of shot, but it's a big task to be able to do that, and he's decided he's not going to do any of them. He's going to try and play the safe. So Bill is going to have to try and play a, well, I think he tried a little sort of draw. He didn't get it though, and he's left Larry an extremely difficult cut. He doesn't want to cut it into that jaw. And that's exactly what he's done, and the error's been made again, and this is looking dire for Bill and Larry. The mistakes are being made, and each time they're making them, they're getting done for them. And it's a hefty price to pay. Where's the cue ball going here though? Well, that's poor, but at the same time, Dizzle is going to have to make a monumental mistake with the jump cue not to pot this 6. But it's not about potting the 6, it's about getting the cue ball out and up so that Izom's got a shot in the 7. And again, no problem getting on the 8. And that's perfect. Just drop the 7 ball in and get the cue ball away from the rail. That's the most important thing in this shot, and let Dizzle have good control of the cue ball, which he will. And looking at this, it's just a drop in and let the cue ball run. up the right hand side. But I think we're now at a real crisis point in this match. Bill and Larry have a must-win rack coming up. Dizzle to break, and Dizzle and Izom are 4-0 in front. But we've seen it all. It's all been down to those positional errors, and that's how your game plan falls apart, when you just can't put the ball where you want it. But there is a little glimmer in this rack. Dizzle scratched in the break. Now let's look at that 2-ball. That's important. Well, unfortunately the 2's not going to go, but now Bill, you can either go for the split or you could leave a combo in that 2-9. Well, I don't know, he could have left a cue ball this side where we are, and Larry could have played the billiard. So I don't know what they're going to do here. It's anybody's guess. Oh, he could get it. Well, that shows you I'm getting tired. I should have went the other side and seen that the 2 could go past the 9. Well, this is absolutely vital. Oh, and that's a bad one by Bill. He's overcut it. But he's got a lifeline. He's put the 3-ball safe. And like I said before, if you're going to miss it, make sure you miss it bad so it ends up good. Now, what's Izom going to do? It's not going to bank. So he's trying to hit it for cover. He's not got it. Now, let's have a look at this one. Well, the bank's not on, I don't think, because I don't think he can avoid that 4. So Larry might try and get in behind the 8. No, he's just going to leave it there. The eyes are beginning to close. Well, this might be a quick match, but then again it might go on for another half an hour if Larry and Bill get their act together. Well, Dizzle will be happy with that. He got the jump, he got out of trouble, and he's not left it on. And Bill's going to try and kick this in, and he's hit it too thick. And now, well, if Izom gets this right, Larry's going to have a stinker of a shot to play next. Just needs to feather this 3-ball. Well, I don't know what Izom saw there. He clearly attempted a bank and couldn't avoid the 8-ball. But nevertheless, it's put the pressure on Larry and Bill, because they know exactly what they have to do. Balls are sitting there for the taking. There isn't any problem. The main problem here is getting this 3 in and getting the cue ball down to the bottom half. And that shot there was not played with a lot of confidence, because Larry's now fell short again, and Bill's got nothing other than a difficult cut. And Bill gets it. A nice kiss in that. 7 would have been handy just to hold it up for the 5. But once again, this is not easy, because Larry's got to get the cue ball over to the right. So he's going to be focusing 2 different things here, focusing on the 5 and position. And he gets it. Now, how straight is he on this 7? Well, that's perfect, because Bill can just run it in and go through with the cue ball, back off the rail, and leave that. Oh, disaster. Well, that's another bad mistake by Bill, and I think it's catching. And Larry and Bill's chances are very quickly diminishing here. They're being the main causes of their problem, that it's all down to their own mistakes. And this looks a wee bit straight. Might have to force this a bit. Cue ball's going to be running. And that's spinning, and that's perfect. That'll do. So Izom leaves his partner. A fairly simple 9. Dizzle and Izom are 5-0 up, and I'll say it, they haven't really had to work hard to get there. And this is going to be a monumental turnaround if this match is going to have any other outcome than a what looks like might be a whitewash. Because the balls have went in the break. We've lost the 7 and 8 ball. And Dizzle has a perfect angle on this one, and the cue ball naturally drops across for the 2. And of course the problem is hooking himself behind the 4. And that was a poor shot. And while he's lining up this jump, the 3 ball is just a combo with the 6. And it doesn't go past the 5. So there's the problem. And the odds in getting on the 3 off this 2 ball are not good either. He's got the bounce, and I think Dizzle will be more or less happy with that. It's not straight, so he's going to have to really line this up, but he's still got a shot at it. But where's the 3 ball going to end up after he plays the combo? Well, he's set it offline and left Larry the combo. He's got to play this soft to keep the 3 ball there. Well, he was relying on pace to get the cue ball back across, but the 3 balls ran away. And this is maybe all or nothing, the bank, and in it goes. A brave shot, but he had to get it. And this 4's tough, because it's stuck to the rail. And Larry's got to get the cue ball out. Oh, it wiped its feet. And now here's one of these little niggling awkward cuts that looks easy, but it's very easy to miss. And in it goes. And now Bill has got Larry dead straight in the 9, and Larry just needs to roll it in. So finally, Bill and Larry have stumbled their way to a rack, and it wasn't really that convincing, was it? But they've got it. They've stemmed the tide a bit and got no luck in the break again. They've got a couple of balls down, but absolutely nothing on the 1. Well, did Larry play the combo in the 9 there? I don't know, but he certainly used the 9 as a stopper. And he's got Izom tied up behind the 7. And this again is going to be a crucial shot. Not only has he got to get the hit, but if he misses it, it's ball in hand and a chance to run out. Well, he's got the hit, he's got a rail, and poor old Bill's got the Chinese snooker over that 6 ball. and this is again a very difficult shot to not only judge and line up but to control it, and he's just went for the safety. It's difficult to say whether he can make the bank. He might have to spin it past the 4 a bit to make the angle, I don't know. But Dizzle isn't going to be taking any risks, and I think that shot tells you that. And Larry maybe just trying to tuck the cue ball down in the rail here in the bottom end of the table. But he's not got the cover. Now let's have a look at that angle, and that's very difficult to steal an angle there because Izom needs to roll through with a lot of pace to get this cue ball back up for this 3, and this is asking a lot. And he might follow through and get into the pocket, but he's got to try and force an angle, and he's done it, and that's a great shot. Well, has he gone too far? Yes, he has, and Dizzle's going to try the reverse bank here into this left hand corner pocket. I would assume he is, but his partner's going to have at best a combo in this 5 with the 4 ball, as long as Dizzle doesn't move anything. And again, a very well controlled shot. He's run the cue ball into the 4 and left his partner sitting pretty well. Not exactly pretty, it's offline. And he's got to keep the pace in the cue ball soft. He doesn't want to let it run away. And that's fine. And it's a nice angle again on the 5. Cue ball up into the middle of the table here is what's required, and ideally a slight angle for Izom just to pot the 6 and go across to the rail for the 7. That's the plan. Well, Dizzle stuns it around the angles, and he's just on the wrong side of the 6, and whatever Izom does, he doesn't want to go forward and spin into this 9, and he's played that well. And this isn't a difficult cut, and it's just a simple shot. Cue ball is going to come across for the 9. Shouldn't be a problem. So Izom finishes off, and now it's the point of no return. Dizzle to break in rack number 8, and him and his partner are leading Larry and Bill by 6 racks to 1, and nothing's gone down. I'm struggling to keep my eyes open now. Well, Izom should have Larry and Bill tied up here. He should be able to get in behind that 5 ball. Well, he's tried a billiard instead. But why start taking risks when you're 6-1 up? If your opponents are down, then put your foot across their neck and make it tougher for them. Don't make it easy and start giving them opportunities. Okay, the balls aren't sitting pretty up there at the top right hand end of the table, but they can soon be moved, and we'll see if Izom's going to pay the price for this. long as it misses a 4 or glances off it like that, then it's sitting pretty. So the pressure now fully on Larry and Bill. It's no mistake time, but there has to be a crucial decision here on this 8 and 9 ball, so that if Larry and Bill get to the 5, they must have an angle to get into those balls, either from the 5 or off the 6 or off the 7, but something's got to give, because there is a positional shot to get on that 8, and that would be like there with the cue ball. And if that's what they're intended in doing, then Larry needs to go forward and around the angles, like there, there and out for the 6. And that's fine. It needs to bounce though, it's getting too close to the rail. And once again, Bill's going to be very close to the 9 and the 8 here, and he's managed to miss them. Now here's the crucial one. This one is where Larry's looking to get somewhere over here, or if he goes across, he's got to hit something and hopefully it goes on, and that's trusting to luck. Well, he's went for the accurate position and he's not made it, and Bill has got a very, very tough shot here. He's gone for the cut, but he couldn't get Larry on the 9. Let's look at this now. Larry's going for the thin cut. This is all or nothing now, and it's into the rail, but in it goes, and they managed to breathe again. They've somehow again dug themselves out of a hole in that rack, and it's now 6 racks to 2 to Dizzle and Izom. And in goes the 4 in the middle. And how's the cue ball running there? Let's have a look. Oh, that's ugly. The 9 balls covering the 1, and the one would go, and Bill's looking to jump to try and just drop it in. He's got it. Where's the cue ball going though? Well, he'd no control over it. The cue ball just followed straight into the bottom corner. Now Dizzle is looking at the 5 already, because he knows that's the crucial ball, and there's a small margin for the cue ball to go in to get on that 5. So now Izom, ideally he would want to try and stun into the 9, but he's playing, he looks as if he's playing a draw, and he's trying to be delicate and he's underhit it. How does that look? Well, that's a thin cut. Now Dizzle will be able to play this, come off this side rail here and get back across for the 6. Well, he's overhit it by quite a margin, and he's left his partner in nothing. Now what does Izom do? He's trying to line up this combo. Again, this is a very long odds combo if he does. And Dizzle calling his partner to play the hook shot, but this is about controlling the pace. He's went for the combo, and in goes the 7, and that was a good shot. So Izom not listening to his partner's advice, but he's put his partner right on the rack here, and Dizzle is going to play the negative safety, just rolling up, leaving nothing for their opponents, which is what to do. But Larry's managed to get the double kiss there, or the double hit, and he's trying to get as much distance from that 6 ball as he can, and that's not bad. And Izom is more than likely going to go for the reverse bank here. Izom can see the winning line. And that's not going to make it, I don't think. But once again he's got away with it, and Bill doesn't have a bank because the 9 ball's in the way. And now I think he's going to maybe be at a loss as to what to do. He could roll just straight up onto the 6. Well, he's tried for a bank of some description. Why he did it I don't know. And now again Dizzle's got a choice. He can play for the bank or he can go for the cut. And then he's also got to avoid hitting the 9. And of course he's got the cut, but his partner has got a very, very thin shot on this 8 ball, and it's just got to be perfectly played if he's going to try and cut that in. Well, he's playing the roll up, and I think that Larry will maybe just look at the kick. He's thinking about it. He's thinking about it off the rail, and this is not easy. And this is it for the match. It's got to keep him in it, and he's missed it. He tried his best. It was always a tough one to accomplish. Again, you'd probably get that 7 times out of 10. And Dizzle just going to draw the cue ball anywhere into the middle of the table. And that'll do. That's perfect. It's well controlled. And so Izom and Dizzle have brushed aside really Larry and Bill with not much effort at all. But Larry and Bill live to fight another day. They will go on to the one loss side, and Dizzle and Izom are sitting waiting in the final. And good luck to whoever meets them in the final.